Hey there gardeners, Chris here from Garden Steading, and I wanted to introduce you to my ground cherry. Now this is a really interesting plant, mainly because it puts these little flowers out that turn into almost like a paper lantern on the tree, and inside that little lantern is a nice little berry. And it's quite an unusual berry. I would almost say the texture is a bit like a tomato, but it is a little bit sweeter, a little bit tangier. It's more berry than tomato, which is, I think most people, even though it is technically a fruit, most people would say, well, it's very vegetable-y compared to most berries. Whereas these, in comparison, and I don't know if this one's going to come off, yeah, these are much more of a berry. And I got to say, we've only just started getting some of these off the tree, because earlier in the season, and I think that one's probably pretty ready, earlier in the season, our native rats were coming through and just eating them off well before they were ripe off the tree. Now I'd say the natural predators, we've got quite a lot of pythons, we've got quite a lot of owls, have obviously caught most of those native rats because they've stopped decimating this particular plant. But we've got these here, and this is not quite dry. When they fully dry, they go very, very papery, and inside you've got this beautiful little berry. And I think the most interesting thing to me is it's got quite an aroma to it. It's got almost like quite a natural, soapy, really nice, not like an artificial soap, but like a clean kind of smell to it. Anyway. Quite tangy, maybe a little bit underripe, but really nice. It's a little bit seedier than a little cherry tomato, just because those seeds are a little bit more solid. The skin does have a bit of texture, and it's got a bit of skin to it, but really nice, cool thing. Very, very easy to grow. Obviously, this is a bit of an overgrown section of our garden, and we don't water it at all. We'll move around to another angle just to give you a bit of an idea, but this is a super neglected part of the garden. This is a volunteer plant. It just popped up since we bought the property, and obviously it's been grown by the previous homeowner quite successfully, and it's self-seeded in this area. It has had flowers on it, and it has been fruiting for probably 3+ months, 4 months maybe. And there's still flowers on it now, and heading into spring we're getting a lot more fruit again, and we're not having to fight the native rats for it. Hopefully it remains that way, but this is a really cool addition to the garden, and it's got quite nice foliage. It's, I think, just a fairly easy, low maintenance plant from what I've seen. It's very good drainage here, but again, we have not done anything at all. And yeah, it's just a really cool addition. We've actually gone and bought a plant. We bought a cherry tomato, a ground cherry, thinking it was a different variety. But when we had a closer look, when we got it home and had a closer look, we actually thought, we think it's probably exactly the same one we've already got growing. And the big issue we have is, where do we put it? Because this one is sprawled over probably 4 or 6 square meters. And we want another good spot if we put it in where we can do that. Or we need something that it can be grown with, that it's not going to just absolutely decimate kind of the soil that it's planted in for all the other stuff around it. Because I'd say it probably, looking at how well it grows, is a bit on the aggressive side, which isn't an issue here at all, but elsewhere it could be. Like if we put it under a banana, I don't know that that'd be the best idea. But let's go, I'll give you a closer up look. We'll have a look over there, and then I'll give you a closer up look at the plant itself. And so you can just see behind me, it's quite tall, maybe not a meter tall. It's got little green lanterns all over it. Obviously, it's not until they start to dry out that they're really ready. Here we go. Oh, I might have spoken too soon. So this one here has come off. It is very, very papery. I'll give you a look in a second, and it's got no berry in it, which could have been taken by a little native rat, which I feel like they probably, we're not going to tell the missus this, but I feel like they probably had a nest somewhere, even in that old trunk there. and she's terrified of rodents of all kinds. And with obviously them being a native rat from what I could identify when they were having a holiday in our barbecue, I don't really want to have to kill them. I don't want to have to deal with them. I'd rather nature take its course. We've got a python in the roof which should handle anything in there, but obviously a little bit frustrating when they're taking your stuff. But that is one of the very, very ready to go ones. I can't see one here. There are some over the back there. And the trick is you don't really want to force these off the tree. They should just drop off when the fruit is ready. But a really cool, probably our most successful berry actually, come to think of it, even more so than the mulberries. Well, actually no, not more so than the mulberries because we got a lot of mulberries off those 2 trees. But it has the potential to be if we are smart enough to come out and grab them when they're ripe and ready to go.